The Jötnar are coming. What if I told you that the so-called giants of Norse mythology weren't just massive, brainless monsters, but instead cosmic powerhouses, shapeshifters, and even the ancestors of the gods? Yeah, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the world of the Jötnar, Norse mythology's biggest, baddest, and most misunderstood beings. Welcome to Mythic Lounge, where we make mythology as exciting as a Thor versus Jörmungandr showdown. If you love epic myths, legendary beings, and learning things that make you sound cool at parties, hit that like button and subscribe. All right, let's crack open this saga. All right, first off, it's pronounced Jotnar. I see you struggling is often translated as giants, but that's kind of misleading. These guys aren't just extra large Vikings running around smashing stuff. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some are massive, sure, but others look just like humans, and some are downright terrifying. Fun fact: some Jötnar are smarter and stronger than the gods. And here's a twist: many of the gods themselves have Jötnar blood. Loki, half Jotun. Odin's mom, Jotun, which means Thor's grandma. What? You guessed it, Jotun. Basically, the gods aren't exactly keeping their bloodline pure, which makes their whole "we hate Jötnar" thing a bit hypocritical, don't you think? So why are the Jötnar and the gods always throwing hands? Well, it's not about good versus evil. It's more like order versus chaos. The Aesir gods, like Odin and Thor, represent civilization, law, and stability. The Jötnar represent wild nature, destruction, and change. If the gods are like a well-maintained castle, the Jötnar are like a hurricane ready to turn that castle into rubble. Need an example? The world itself? Yeah, it was made from Ymir, the first Jotun. Odin and his brothers straight up murdered the guy, used his body to build the universe, and then acted like they were the good guys. That's like slaying a dragon and turning its corpse into a theme park. Some Jötnar are destructive, sure, but others just want to be left alone. They live in Jotunheim, which is basically the Norse version of the Badlands where civilization fears to tread. Imagine Alaska, but with more frost giants. Let's meet some of the most legendary Jötnar, because trust me, these guys are way cooler than just big angry monsters. Cut to a visual of a massive frost giant forming from ice and fire. Ymir was the first being ever, born from the clash of fire and ice in the void of Ginnungagap. He sweated out other giants from his armpits, weird flex, but yeah, the gods Odin, Vili, and Ve killed him and made the world from his corpse. His flesh is land, his blood are the oceans, his skull, the sky, his brains are the clouds. I'm sure you can guess the next one. His eyebrows is Midgard. Yeah, the gods built a world out of this dude's eyebrows. Brutal? Absolutely. But hey, blame it on efficiency. Meet Surtur, the OG fire giant, and the dude who's literally destined to burn the world down at Ragnarok. He's got a massive flaming sword, and when the end times roll around, he's the one who takes out everything, including Asgard itself. He doesn't talk much, he doesn't scheme, he just waits, and then boom, total destruction. Surtur is basically Norse mythology's equivalent of a ticking time bomb. You know, not all Jötnar are about destruction. Some, like Skadi, are just straight-up legends. She's a frost giantess, a warrior, and the goddess of winter, hunting, and skiing. Yeah, skiing. She's basically the Viking version of a winter sports pro. After the gods killed her father, she stormed into Asgard demanding justice. She ended up marrying a god, Njord. But it didn't last. She preferred her mountain home over the ocean. Morale of the story: don't mess with Skadi. Loki, everyone's favorite chaotic wildcard. Half god, half Jotun, all trouble. He's the reason half of Norse mythology happens. From giving birth to Odin's horse, don't ask, to fathering the Midgard serpent and Fenrir. Sometimes he's a trickster helping the gods. Sometimes he's a full-blown villain. And when Ragnarok comes, he's leading the Jötnar against the gods. Loki is that one friend who's fun at parties, but will definitely get you arrested. And of course, we can't talk about the Jötnar without talking about Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. aka the biggest grudge match in history. The Jötnar storm Asgard with Loki, Fenrir, and Jörmungandr leading the charge. Thor and Jörmungandr kill each other. Odin fights Fenrir. Odin loses. Surtur burns the entire world down. The result? The gods lose. The world ends. But a new one rises, so there's a silver lining. Next time someone says Norse giants, just remember they're not just big dumb monsters. They're powerful, chaotic, and sometimes even more interesting than the gods themselves. Which Jotun would you want on your team in a bar fight? Let me know in the comments. And if you had fun today, hit that like button, subscribe, and join us next time at Mythic Lounge, where we make myths as wild as they were meant to be. See you next time, and remember, never trust a shape-shifting Jotun.